Hey, what's going on, everyone? You're on the Bosscoin YouTube channel. I'm Boss, and today I'm going to be telling you just exactly why I'm super bullish on Bitcoin and really cryptocurrency in general. This is going to be a video based on basically macro factors here. I'm not going to be talking technical analysis. I'm not going to be looking at charts, and there's a wedge forming here, and we just Bart Simpson.
Don't play or hate. I'm just a business boy.
Today's video is all going to be about just basic facts and really just all of my research here, where I can just quite literally prove to you that Bitcoin is very valuable. And simply put, as time continues to go on, it just simply becomes more and more valuable, useful, widely accepted, and historically the price continues to rise. This isn't financial advice, but if you do want some advice, I would say you should check out Shiba Inus. This is Tails, our Doge, our beautiful pup here, and she's freaking awesome and a lot of fun. So yeah, guys, let's dive into today's video. But before that, I want to ask you to share this video with just one person that you want them to get into cryptocurrency, because if you can share this video, one, really helps out the channel, and two, that'll help them learn about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and just some factors that they simply cannot just refute. So let's roll the intro. Let's you know what? Let's roll two intros. Let's get it hyped up in here.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.
Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, currently as of today's video trading at $9,357. And I'm not saying that right now is the best buying opportunity for Bitcoin. All I'm saying is that when Bitcoin, I think, will take off in price, I wouldn't want to be missing the train here. So one quick note here, this is going to be the first fact. Let's see how many facts we can get up to in this video. Ever since middle of 2019 hit, we've pretty much had $15 billion of trading volume like every day since then. And lately, we have been trading, this is crazy, not at 15 billion again, but 3 times that, over 45 billion in volume. To put it simply, guys, increased trading volume, especially at astronomical levels here, at all-time high levels in trading volume, is going to be a good sign for the long-term growth, usage, and just awareness, again, of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Fact number one was the impressive trading volume and sharp increase of really why I'm bullish here on Bitcoin, especially in 2020 going towards 2021. Fact number two is that Bitcoin, again, is the original cryptocurrency, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This is the coolest stuff, and if you've never read the Bitcoin white paper, I gotta invite you to just simply read it. It's linked out in the video description below. Let's look at the original start date of Bitcoin. So it was basically incepted, shared in 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto and Alias, and in the beginning of January 2009, to be specific, January 3rd, the Bitcoin blockchain started at block number 0. And back then, every block was worth 50 Bitcoins, which is, this is rounding up, but almost 10 times what the block reward is currently worth. Also, fun fact, Bitcoin was originally CPU mined. You know, those little processors in really any computer or electronic device? Yeah, that's what ran the Bitcoin network. Eventually, people created GPU miners for it. And with that, graphics cards were then running the Bitcoin network. There have been some FPGAs that did mine Bitcoin in its past. FPGA is kind of like a GPU on steroids and really expensive and a little bit harder to use. And then ASIC miners, application-specific integrated circuit miners, showed up. These are purpose-built computer devices, mining rigs that literally all they do is mine Bitcoin and its SHA-256 mining algorithm. Fact number 29, or whatever number we were on why Bitcoin is awesome and I'm super bullish on it, is going to be all based around the Lindy effect, okay? And again, so the chain started 2009. The Lindy effect simply is a theory that the future life expectancy of something non-perishable, things like technology or an idea, is proportional to their current age. So every period of survival implies a longer remaining life expectancy. Basically, you haven't killed Bitcoin yet, it's probably not gonna die. Fact number 30 is going to be Bitcoin active addresses. Okay, so as we go on through time, we can see way back when there's like 100 active addresses, which is just wild to think about. You get into 2012, you get around 20,000 active addresses. You go to 2014, 200,000 active addresses. You go to 2016, you've got 500,000 active addresses. The previous epic bull run, I mean, there were multiple bull runs in Bitcoin, but just the one that everyone thinks about recently and went to 20,000 basically. In that bull run, it peaked at about 1 million active addresses. And what I want you to see is just now we have a steady uptick here in the active addresses. The summary is that lately we've had around 800,000 active Bitcoin addresses, which one means Bitcoin's not going away. Two, it means that many addresses are in use right now. And three, active addresses increasing is going to be in line with just the general Bitcoin usage, adoption, price movement, and just kind of general popularity there. Recently we talked about what do you need to mine 1 Bitcoin, and we updated that for a newer version post block reward halving, which if you don't know, every 4 years Bitcoin cuts their block reward in half to basically reduce its inflation rate. So it just reduced from 12.5 Bitcoins per block to 6.25 Bitcoins per block, or basically 900 new Bitcoins are mined or minted every single day. So if you wanted to participate in that and basically mine Bitcoin, you would need to spend about $20,000 and only pay 5 cents per kilowatt hour in your electric rate. Basically what that summarizes as is that you would mine about 2.2 Bitcoin a year, which is like 19 grand in USD at the time of recording this video. Your electric cost would be about $9,900, so you would keep about $9,000, which would net you about 1 whole Bitcoin that you could keep, because you'd have to sell your other Bitcoin that you mine to pay your electric bill. Which that brings me into a critical point that I want to make here in this video, and why I'm such a huge fan of Bitcoin and really bullish on it basically forever. Okay, Bitcoin uses proof of work. That's the mining algorithm we've referenced here in today's video. Basically, Bitcoin has a production cost, and it was widely accepted prior to the Bitcoin halving that it's about $3,000, $4,000 to create a Bitcoin. That's kind of like the production cost. Well, it's literally become twice as hard to mine Bitcoin. So I think it's pretty safe to assume that it's going to cost at least $5,000 to mine or mint a Bitcoin. Now, like that is the bottom. Okay, think of things that cost money and things that don't cost money. Very simply put, the fact that Bitcoin has a production cost kind of gives it like this raw value. It's like, well, I'm not going to sell it for less than it cost me to make. That's stupid. That's probably the worst business move ever. It also implies an inherent value. If Bitcoin was just, worth $100 a coin, people wouldn't be mining it because it cost $5,000 to make. I mean, that would be a massive loss. So I could keep going, but I want to keep this video kind of concise. My point here is just that Bitcoin has a production cost. There are other cryptocurrencies that mimic or imitate or compete with Bitcoin and have other values and whatever, but if they don't have any sort of production cost, how valuable can they be? Sure, you can have values and ideas or whatever, but I just think that the fact that there's that raw production cost really attributes a true value and baseline for Bitcoin for me. And it's one of the main reasons I'm super bullish on it. Speaking of all that Bitcoin mining and hash rate and stuff like that, so basically every Bitcoin mining rig has a hash rate. You add them all up, you get the network hash rate. That's the culmination of everybody trying to mine Bitcoin. This is the hash rate over basically the last year. Recently, Bitcoin halved, so again, it went from producing 1,800 Bitcoins a day to 900 Bitcoins a day. That was, you probably guessed, on May 11th, when it peaked around like 150 echo hash a second for the network. It dropped all the way down to 84 echo hash a second, and now it's kind of evening out at about 100 echo hash a second. And let me just be real clear on this. So basically, what that means is that even though the quantity of Bitcoins was literally cut in half. The network hash rate has not been cut in half, and that means that people are really bullish on the long-term outlook on Bitcoin, and they think that it's going to be worth more in the future and that it's still worth mining to them. And I talked to numerous mining farms here on the channel, and basically the summary is that like the serious operations that have great infrastructure in place, that have great electric rates, because don't get me wrong, Bitcoin mining is absolutely industrialized. It's not something you can participate effectively at home anymore. But please understand that these like million and $1 million operations, they're growing, they're expanding, they're adding more miners. If that's not bullish, I don't know what else is. Fact number 202. Recently, we produced a video. It says 2 months, but it's actually about 3 months old. We produced a video about what do you need to mine 1 Bitcoin. The video I showed you here is actually a follow-up video to that video. But anyway, the point is just that in the past 3 months, 200,000 people have been curious on what it takes to mine 1 Bitcoin here in 2020. In my opinion, that's going to be a bullish factor, because that means there's that many people interested in just Bitcoin and the Bitcoin mining aspect. Again, 3 months ago, we released a video touring a massive crypto Bitcoin mining farm, and 100,000 people have taken notice in that. Speaking of all this Bitcoin mining stuff, okay, so there have been 3 like much more efficient, actually there's more than this, but there's been several more efficient Bitcoin SHA-256 ASIC miners released here just in the past couple months. Producing these miners from research, development to production costs millions of dollars, nothing short of millions of dollars. People are spending millions and millions of dollars to mine Bitcoin. Again, that's going to be bullish fact number 620 freaking 9. So now I want to go ahead and round out my thoughts on why I'm super bullish on Bitcoin. But before I do that, I would like to thank today's video sponsor. This is going to be Cash2. Cash2 is a newer cryptocurrency. It didn't have a pre-mine. It is proof of work, so it's mineable. And basically, it's Cash2. It's looking to be a 2.0 version of Cash, a decentralized, borderless, peer-to-peer currency. Probably like kind of like something else you heard about. The cool thing about Cash2 is that they reuse the Blake 2B original mining algorithm. Basically, there's older Blake 2B miners like the Antminer A3, the InnoSilicon S11, and these miners don't have a coin to mine anymore, basically. And you can mine Cash2 with them. Ultimately, guys, I think Bitcoin is freaking awesome. And I think the fact that it's proof of work, mineable, that you have these specialized devices, or really just the fact that it was essentially ever capable of to be mined with any kind of hardware, instead of just some guy sitting in his bedroom making a cryptocurrency, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna make 500 of these or 500,000, and yeah, I'll sell them to you, but you know, you can't participate in my network and get them in any other way. That's the cool part, is that you could have literally turned on your computer several years ago and mined Bitcoin, and you would have mined a lot of Bitcoins. Okay, and I like that decentralized distribution of these coins to help circulate the currency, to get them out into people's hands, that they can trade electricity for Bitcoins basically, or other cryptos. So yeah, obviously, if you've ever followed the VOSCoin YouTube channel, I love mining and Bitcoin mining and all that stuff. So I'm a huge fan of proof of work. I love the fact that the trading volume continues to increase and increase and increase and increase. That's a good sign in my opinion. Also, active addresses, very high, very consistent, very healthy. There's a lot of people and services using Bitcoin. That's the only way you get active addresses. It's not just total amount of addresses created, they're active addresses. And again, we have the Lindy effect, which I do think is a cool theory, that basically the longer Bitcoin survives and goes on, the harder it's going to be to topple. The fact that Bitcoin wasn't squashed in the first couple years has been pretty paramount to its success. It's kind of like a business. Most businesses will fail in the first really year, but especially 2 years. The fact that Bitcoin survived the hardest days and continues to grow and continues to have more services and functions and features built around it, continues to, you know, just become more known and have more participation, and more people are like, hey, that's pretty cool. Or, you know, there's also a lot of economic situations that will play into the long-term outcome of Bitcoin. It was created on the heels of the last financial crash. Guess what's happening right now? The government's printing literally millions and millions of dollars. Dollars that are backed by nothing except really the US military. So, you know what's cool about Bitcoin? 21 million coins is the total amount that will ever be created. Bullish reason number 620 freaking 7. That's awesome. We have that scarcity. So yeah, guys, I love crypto, I love Bitcoin, and I really hope you guys do too, or at least just see some kind of the unique factors in Bitcoin. So if you did, please make sure to subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel and check out all kinds of additional Bitcoin and cryptocurrency content that we have already on the channel, and we're uploading videos right now, literally every single day. So please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, and let me know why you're bullish on Bitcoin. See you on the next one.